What if I told you that most people today are quietly losing their battles, not because they lack talent, but because they lack mental strength? We scroll endlessly through social media. We compare ourselves to others. We feel envy creep in, and then we wonder why we feel stuck, weak, or lost. We chase comfort, yet end the day exhausted. We avoid pain, yet somehow we still suffer. Here's the hard truth. Comfort is slowly killing us, while struggle, harsh and relentless, holds the secret to true power. But the twist is this. The ancient Stoics understood this long before smartphones, social media, or self-help books existed. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers of all time, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's not just a quote. It's a weapon, a mindset, a guide for living in chaos without being broken. Stoicism doesn't make life easy. It makes you unstoppable. In this video, we're breaking down 8 unflinching Stoic laws that will challenge you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This isn't inspirational fluff. This is real talk for real change, drawn from truths that were forged in ancient Rome and are painfully relevant today. Before we dive in, I need you to do one thing. If you're serious about growth, don't just watch this like another motivational clip. This isn't background noise. This is your wake-up call. Hit like now, comment when a point hits you, share this with someone who needs it, and don't skip a single law. Missing even one could cost you clarity or courage in the moments that matter most. Number 1. Embrace discomfort like a friend. Society teaches us to run from pain, but Stoics teach the opposite. Run toward it. Open your eyes. Think about the times you've grown the most. Was it while lounging in comfort, everything easy and predictable? Or was it when life hit you hard and you had to decide whether to rise or stay broken? Marcus Aurelius faced war, betrayal, illness, and chaos, yet he led with calm. He didn't avoid discomfort, he invited it to mold him. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, he said. Every obstacle is an opportunity to sharpen your will. Every delay is a test of patience. Every rejection is a lesson in resilience. Modern culture screams, avoid pain. Stoicism whispers, train for it. That cold shower, that difficult conversation, that extra gym session when your body screams, no, this is where your character is forged. Seneca, another Stoic, slept on the floor, ate simple meals, and wore plain clothes not from self-punishment, but as self-training. When life strips you of comfort, you aren't shocked, you're prepared. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It shows who you are and, more importantly, who you're becoming. Avoid small pain today, and bigger pain will find you tomorrow. Lean into it with awareness, walk through the fire, and you'll find the first taste of freedom. From now on, see discomfort as a sparring partner. It may bruise you, but it's building you. Choose one small discomfort today and do it. A cold shower, a deep conversation, or sitting with boredom. Remember, warriors are forged through struggle, and the only way to become unstoppable is to stop running. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Discomfort is my training ground. Number 2. Stop being owned by your emotions. How often do your feelings dictate your day? Someone cuts you off, and you snap. Plans change, and your whole mood collapses. You feel lazy, so you skip the gym, the work, the discipline. We've all been there. But here's the brutal truth. If your emotions rule you, you're a slave to them. Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic teacher, said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. They can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by them." That rude driver, that breakup, that harsh comment online, you just handed them your peace, your identity, your joy. Stoicism doesn't ask you to ignore emotions. It teaches you to observe, understand, and respond, instead of react. The difference between a child and a Stoic: the child throws a tantrum. The Stoic sits in the storm and thinks. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That's real control. The power to not be shaken by things that don't deserve your energy. And yes, it's brutal, because it means you can't blame others anymore. But here's the empowerment. You can choose again. You can feel anger without acting on it, fear without freezing, sadness without drowning. That's emotional strength. That's freedom. Next time you feel triggered, pause, breathe, and ask, is this feeling useful right now? Respond with intention. You're not robotic, you're in control. When you stop being owned by your emotions, you become steady, clear, and magnetic. Real growth begins when you stop being a puppet and start being the master of yourself. Number 3, stop expecting fairness. Here's a truth most people can't handle: life owes you nothing. One of the fastest ways to suffer is to expect the world to play by your rules. You work hard, yet someone lazier gets the promotion. You love deeply, yet they walk away. You do the right thing and still face punishment. The anger rises. This isn't fair. But fairness is a myth we invent, not a universal law. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, saw injustice every day. He wrote, "You can commit injustice by doing nothing." But instead of whining, blaming, or spiraling, he grounded himself in one unshakable truth. Life is not about fairness, it's about strength. The Stoics never expected life to treat them kindly. They expected pain, loss, betrayal, and change. Because they expected it, they were ready for it. Holding on to fairness can make you weak. When we cry, "This isn't fair," what we really mean is, "I don't like this, and I don't want to deal with it." The law of life? You don't grow by waiting for fairness. You grow by facing reality and moving forward anyway. Bad things happen to good people. Evil people sometimes win. Effort doesn't always equal reward. That's not pessimism. That's reality. The average person waits for fairness. The Stoic builds internal power so strong that nothing external can break them. This doesn't make them cold or heartless. It makes them responsible. Life isn't about control, it's about response. Seneca said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage, especially when life seems unfair." Instead of complaining, use pain as fuel. Build skills so strong they can't be ignored. Love without expectation. Face betrayal with dignity. Radical responsibility isn't about blaming yourself. It's about owning your choices. Life may not be fair, but your response can make you unstoppable. Fairness is a gift you don't control. Freedom, however, is earned, one intentional action at a time. Number 4, focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. Stoics believed your power is concentrated in one small, specific place, within yourself. Everything outside of that, let it go. Epictetus said it clearly, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Most people fall into the trap of trying to control others, predicting the future, obsessing over outcomes, and then wonder why they feel anxious, powerless, or angry. What's truly under your control? Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your responses. Everything else, opinions, chance, uncertainty, is beyond you. You can't control the weather, but you can choose how to dress. You can't control if people like you, but you can control how you treat them. You can't control the economy, but you can control what you learn, how you spend, and how you prepare. That shift, focusing on what you actually control, is life-changing. It restores your power, You stand strong instead of being pulled in 100 directions by things you can't affect. Picture a storm at sea. The average person panics. The Stoic grabs the wheel and navigates. That's how you stay calm when others lose their minds, focused when others complain, disciplined when others drift. It's not ignoring the world, it's deciding what deserves your energy. 9 out of 10 things people worry about are outside their control. Here's a simple practice. Whenever you feel stressed, ask, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, let it go. Simple, powerful. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you live like this, people notice. You become unshakable not because you control everything, but because you control yourself, no matter what happens. Number 5. Practice voluntary hardship to build unbreakable will. In a world addicted to comfort, discipline is a superpower. The Stoics didn't wait for life to challenge them. They challenged themselves first. Not to punish, but to prepare. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, is this the condition I feared?" Voluntary hardship is choosing discomfort to train a mind that won't crack under pressure. Most people avoid hardship at all costs. They never skip a meal, never sit in silence, never go without convenience. But when life gets hard, they break, panic, blame. The Stoic, they've already walked through hunger, fatigue, rejection, boredom, struggle. It doesn't make them invincible, it makes them adaptable. Willpower isn't built by watching videos. It's built by deliberately doing the things you don't want to do. Fasting, cold showers, resisting luxuries. Waking early to train these small acts accumulate, and over time, you become dangerous. Not cruel to yourself, but strong because you know the truth. Comfort doesn't make you stronger. Challenge does. When hardship comes, as it always does, you don't run, you face it. You smile because you've already walked through fire by choice. Marcus Aurelius ruled through plagues, wars, betrayals, yet wrote with calm clarity. Why? Hardship was expected, and when hardship is expected, it can't paralyze you. So stop asking, how can I make life easier? Ask instead, how can I become stronger? Train yourself to be hungry, alone, cold, tired, rejected, bored, and still focused. Because one day life will throw more at you than you think you can handle, and when it does, you'll rise. Number 6. Detach from outcomes. Fall in love with the process. Society has trained us to obsess over results, get the job, win the deal, hit the goal, earn the money, be admired. But Stoicism flips this mindset. Focus on the process, not the end result. Why? Because results are never guaranteed, but your effort is always within your control. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When you cling to results, you set yourself up for frustration. You work out for a week, don't see the abs, and quit. You launch a project, it flops, and you feel worthless. You love someone, they leave, and you collapse. But what if instead you fell in love with the work itself, the showing up, the thinking, the building, the effort? That's the Stoic path. Focus on the process, and you always win, even if the outcome isn't what you imagined. Here's the kicker. Letting go of outcomes often leads to achieving more. Why? Because you're not desperate. You're not emotional. You're not chasing validation. You're grounded in action. Marcus Aurelius said, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." Stop obsessing over what might happen. Work your process with courage right now. Writers write not to go viral, but to sharpen the mind. Athletes train not just to win, but to master their bodies. Builders create not for applause, but for the pride of effort. Tying your worth to outcomes makes you fragile. Tying your worth to discipline, focus, and intention makes you unstoppable. Show up as if the result is already done, and enjoy the craft. Whether you fail or succeed, you've already won because you did the work. Number 7. Embrace death. Live with urgency and purpose. Most people live as if they'll exist forever. They waste time, delay dreams, cling to bad habits, and remain in unfulfilling relationships. The Stoics, however, reflected on death not to be morbid, but to awaken themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This isn't fear, it's freedom. Life is short, unpredictable, and the clock is always ticking. Every wasted moment is gone forever. You can't wait for someday, and you can't assume tomorrow will come. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remembering death not to depress themselves, but to sharpen focus, presence, and intention. When you truly grasp that your time is limited, you stop scrolling endlessly, arguing over meaningless things, and tolerating mediocrity. Instead, you create, love, and move with urgency. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." You might not control how long you live, but you control how deeply you live. The biggest lie is thinking there's plenty of time. The risk you avoid, the project you postpone, the conversation you delay, all of these are moments lost. This is your time. This is your moment. The Stoic doesn't ignore death. He stares at it and refuses to waste life. This awareness doesn't make you anxious, it makes you alive. When you remember death, you speak the truth. Love fully, act with urgency, release ego, and stop fearing failure, because the ultimate failure is a wasted life. Live as if borrowed time is all you have, and you'll become magnetic, focused, and powerful. You stop chasing cheap validation. You move with purpose. People notice. You feel it. Number 8. Be a warrior for virtue, not approval. Let's be honest. Most people live for likes, applause, attention, and validation. But the Stoic doesn't chase approval. The Stoic lives for virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, "Just that you do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter. Live with honor, even when no one sees. Speak the truth, even if nobody claps. Keep your promises, even if it costs you. Train hard, even when nobody's watching." That's virtue. It builds a soul that can't be bought. It's not about being perfect, it's about being principled. Doing the right thing is often the hardest path. It's easier to lie, to impress, to chase approval. But every time you choose what's right over what's easy, you sharpen your edge. You become someone your future self respects, and you build an identity no one can take from you. Seneca said, "I will govern my life and thoughts as if the whole world were to see the one and read the other." That's true power, a life that doesn't crumble under pressure because it's built on integrity. In a world full of image, noise, and performance, the Stoic stands real, still, and genuine. If you want to be unstoppable, don't live for praise, live for your values. Live in a way that even if stripped of status, money, or followers, you'd still stand tall. When you stop needing the crowd, you become the kind of person people naturally follow. Walk your path alone if you must, but walk like it's the only path that matters. If you've made it this far, it shows something deep inside you is ready to evolve. You're ready to leave behind distractions, weakness, and emotional chaos, and step into something greater, not perfection, but power. Not domination over others, but mastery over yourself. That is the Stoic path. It doesn't promise comfort, but it offers clarity, direction, and a life of meaning even when the world around you is falling apart. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They didn't write for a world that was easy. They wrote to survive storms, battles, betrayals, and death with dignity. They taught that true strength isn't in money or muscles. It's in keeping your word when it's hard, facing fear without flinching, doing the right thing when it's inconvenient. These are the qualities that define a person who is truly unshakable. You don't need motivation to start. You don't need the perfect moment. You just need to begin right now. Train your mind. Expect struggle. Detach from outcomes. Hold your principles. Live like your time is running out, because it is. The beautiful part, you don't need applause. You don't need recognition. You don't need anyone to understand you. When you walk the Stoic path, you become unshakable from within. That kind of strength is rare, it's real, and it's yours if you claim it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am becoming unshakable day by day. Look around you. The world is chaotic, noisy, and filled with distractions. Most people live on autopilot, controlled by their emotions, chasing validation and avoiding discomfort. The Stoic doesn't live like that. The Stoic chooses. The Stoic acts. The Stoic masters themselves. They embrace discomfort as a tool to grow stronger. They build willpower through voluntary hardship. They detach from outcomes, focusing on what they can control: their thoughts, actions, and responses. They practice clarity, purpose, and virtue over applause. Every decision, every moment of pain, every challenge becomes an opportunity to become stronger, sharper, and more capable. That's the path to being unstoppable, not by accident, not through luck, but by deliberate practice of these principles every single day. And here's the kicker: living this way transforms everything. It changes how you approach work, relationships, health, and even the way you face your fears. You stop running from difficulty because difficulty no longer surprises you. You stop reacting to external chaos because you've trained your mind to remain steady no matter what. You stop needing approval because your sense of self comes from inside, not the crowd. And you stop waiting for life to hand you opportunities because you create them, refine yourself, and prepare for every storm. This isn't a philosophy to admire from a distance. It's a life to practice, moment by moment, day by day. And the results? You become someone who commands respect without seeking it, someone who moves through the world with quiet power, someone whose presence alone inspires steadiness in others. That is the Stoic life. That is real, unshakable strength. By now, you might feel a spark inside. A part of you recognizes that life doesn't have to feel like being tossed by waves. That part of you knows the path to mental and emotional mastery exists, and it's right here, in front of you. Don't let it slip. Take one of these laws today and put it into action. Train in discomfort. Observe your emotions instead of being ruled by them. Let go of fairness. Focus on control. Practice voluntary hardship. Embrace the process. Remember your mortality and live for virtue. Start small, but start consistent. Stoicism isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up again and again and building strength that lasts when the storms come. When the world tries to shake you, you won't break. You'll stand steady. You'll rise. And eventually, you won't just survive. You'll become unstoppable. Now, take a moment and really let this sink in. Everything we've discussed isn't theory, it's a blueprint for becoming unshakable. Every Stoic principle is a tool for real life, battle-tested across centuries. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus didn't write to inspire passive admiration, they wrote to guide action. They showed that true strength isn't in comfort or convenience. It's in showing up when life is hard, in keeping your word when it's inconvenient, in acting with virtue when nobody is watching. It's in mastering yourself, not others. This is why Stoicism endures. It works in the ancient world, and it works today. You can apply these laws to your job, your relationships, your health, and your personal challenges. You can face rejection, loss, betrayal, or failure and still remain grounded. You can feel fear, sadness, or anger and respond intentionally without being controlled by your emotions. You can embrace discomfort, knowing it's building your resilience. You can focus on what you can control, letting go of everything else. You can practice hardship voluntarily, strengthening your will. And you can live every day as if it's your last, prioritizing what truly matters. And here's the most important part. None of this requires permission, recognition, or approval. You don't need someone else to validate your strength. You don't need applause to keep going. You only need yourself and your willingness to practice these principles relentlessly. You are the architect of your life. You are the master of your mind, the captain of your choices. The Stoic path isn't easy. It's not meant to be comfortable, but it is transformative. Follow it consistently, and you become a person who can handle anything the world throws at you. Unshakable, disciplined, grounded, and free. If this message resonates with you, don't let it end here. Drop the affirmation in the comments. I am becoming unshakable day by day. Like the video, share it with someone who needs a wake-up call, and subscribe to the channel to join a community of thinkers, warriors, and real people who refuse to settle for noise or mediocrity. Remember, every part of your life is training, every challenge an opportunity. Keep showing up, keep choosing strength, keep walking the Stoic path, because this is how you become unstoppable. This is more than philosophy, it's a call to action. A life designed around clarity, purpose, and inner mastery. The principles of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus aren't just lessons to read, they are tools to practice. And when you do, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just endure, you dominate the inner battlefield of your mind. This is your chance to step into a life of meaning, discipline, and unshakable power. The world may be chaotic, but you can remain steady. The world may be unfair, but you can remain strong. The world may offer noise, but you can live in clarity. The Stoic path is demanding, but it's worth every step. Live it, breathe it, own it. And as you walk this path, you become a person who cannot be shaken, a mind that cannot be broken, and a life that cannot be wasted.